and welcome to today's Tech Tidbit. Today's topic, cool tools you can use. Today's tool is Emaze. Emaze is a web-based presentation tool that you can use to create amazing presentations. Basically, you select a template, customize it with your content, and then share it. Signing up is simple. All you need is an email address and a password. I am going to log in. Once we're signed in, we can start exploring what Emaze has to offer. When you sign up for your account, you'll be asked whether or not you want to sign up for a free account or a for-pay account. You can do everything that you need to do with a free account. Once you've logged into Emaze, you can explore the different templates that they have to offer. Different templates are designed based on different topics. However, don't let that stop you from selecting a template that may be tagged, say, for entertainment, because you are able to customize virtually everything about the template to make it your own. Let's select one and see how it works. I'm going into the education space. I want to select the one that's called Space. And you see here there are two themes actually available for the template. What that means is it's the same template but with a slightly different look. You'll find that often the templates offer several different themes. Let's take a quick look at the user interface for Emaze. Once you've selected your template, you will have this workspace presented to you. You will find there are some buttons across the top, and they are pretty self-explanatory. Here is where you actually put together or add your slides, or maybe you want to change the theme once you get started. You can also organize your presentation into sections. The middle space here is used for editing or adding text, images, media, shapes, or even charts and graphs. Here you have your copy and paste functions along with a trash can for deleting, an undo button, and a redo button. Emaze is a web-based tool, so you have an autosave function. However, it never hurts to press save if you're not certain and you need to move on to something else. This play button can be used to see how the presentation will play back when it is completed. You can also use that as you're putting your presentation together. You can always come back to editing. So let's add another slide. When you add another slide, you simply select this plus button and the slide, and you will be presented with a few options that are very much tied in with your theme, but they offer you a lot of different options. You also have the option to select a blank slide. And remember, you can edit these slides almost in any way that you would like, but the idea here is to give you a few options that are already somewhat pre-formatted that you can work with. Let's look here at the one with the circles. So you could use this one as like a table of contents, for example, and you could say, sign up for Emaze, and let's say the different circles were your steps. Use email address, select a password. Now notice I'm almost about to run out of space here, but remember, as soon as I select this element, it's editable. So I can make the text smaller or bigger. I can even change the color of this circle. And remember, the options I get here are tied to the actual theme, so it will always match. So let's say I finished with that, and I want to add another slide. I can select add a slide. I can also, as I said before, you can select a blank one. And let's do that. Notice it does still have some background elements of the theme so that it all looks continuous and that it looks like it belongs together. And if I want to select media, that's a big thing that we do a lot. One thing is, if you are going to put in a movie, it does have to be from YouTube. So you want to keep that in mind. And you simply get a YouTube link and paste it in here. And you select add. Now, Let me mention this before you do that. Let's say you want to play the video continuously. You would select loop. But more importantly, you would need to decide whether or not you wanted the video to start playing as soon as you got to the slide. If that's the case, you would select autoplay. Otherwise, you wouldn't check that option. And then you select add. And the video is now part of your presentation, and you can edit this area here to make the size bigger or smaller. You can change it a bit to make it fit. And you can see it was about to fire up there. But that's how you would get a video in. And remember, as this is playing, I've asked that it start to play as soon as you get to that slide. So I'm going to add a few more slides so that this one starts to look more like one that you would have for class, where you have multiple slides, more than 3, just to make it look and feel more like a real presentation. Okay, we'll go for that. Quality over quantity. So now I'm finished and I want to see what my presentation looks like. I can press the play button, but before I do that, I'm going to press save just in case an autosave hasn't happened. And notice I got a check mark that lets me know that the presentation has been saved at this point. So I want to go back up to the top because the presentation will start to play from the last highlighted slide. In this case, I'm on slide number 6, and I want to play from the very first slide. So I'm going to go back up here, select that, and I will press play to see what the presentation looks like. You have a couple different options for driving your presentation. You could select the arrow keys to the right and the left to go in those directions. You also have these dots here that let you know where you are in the presentation. If you want to jump back and forth, you can also select slides from down here. I am going to use the arrow keys, and this way I can see what it looks like when it actually goes from one slide to the next. Remember, this is my video. I'll pause that. Go on to the next one. The next one. We're getting close to the end because the dots are getting a little bit bigger. Okay, so here I am at the end, and I have the option to continue to edit this, or I can go ahead and share it. So if you press here to share, you will get the options to share, download, duplicate, or print. So here's a good place to mention that if you are using the free version, you are not able to download your presentation. So sharing is your option, which is just fine. And here you have the option to email the presentation to someone by putting their an email address here, getting the link and sending that or putting that in different places, let's say on a website if you wanted to put the link, or inside of another document. And you can also embed the presentation using the embed code onto a blog or a website. You also want to make sure you have designated your presentation as being public or private. And then you can also, if you select private, designate what someone can do when they receive the email to be invited to see your presentation. You can even password protect the presentation. I'm going to email this one to myself. And press send. And then that's all I'm going to do. That'll be okay. And now that we're all finished, you can put that back. Remember, you can always go back and edit this as well, even after you've shared it. You may want to go back and see your total collection at some point of Emaze presentations that you've done. Make sure you're in the editing mode, and then you can click on your name and then select My Account. From the My Account page, you can obviously change your password, but to get to where all of your presentations are stored, you can click on this box and it will take you to your public page. On your public page, you will be able to see everything that you've created in Emaze. You can select your presentations from there, continue to edit them, or continue to share them with others. Well, that's it, and I hope this is an amazing tool that you can use.